Number one, this season is the greatest argument for a 4-team playoff.
That is CFBudge, and guys, go give him a follow. He has really good content. He was getting a lot of hate for saying that a 4-team playoff would be ideal this year, and I actually agree with the comments there and have a bone to pick with him. So let's look at his issues quick. He says that there'll be no more high-stake games in Week 13, and also saying that, they're playing for seeding is kind of baloney. Well, let me tell you quick where that's wrong. So here we got what the 12-team playoff would look right now. And if we look, Michigan has to play Tulane. And then Florida State gets a game plan for already Michigan this early. Whereas if Michigan would have won the game in this scenario, they would have took Ohio State's spot, where they could already start planning for probably Texas. Also, have we heard of the NFL? Those teams play for the 1 seed, and why? It's because there's a bye. And if teams didn't really care about this bye, or it didn't mean anything, then you would see like the Chiefs shut it down 3 weeks early. And that is just not the case. They only shut it down if they secure the first round bye, because it is important. So it would be the same here. Next, he says it's also baloney to say that more games is better, because he doesn't think that. Well, if you ask any person that watches all sports and ask them what the best sporting event is, mostly all of them will say March Madness. And it's because 1, a lot more games, and 2, wait a second, I'll get to that. So then in this, he states that why have teams in if they can't beat a Georgia, and say like Louisville would be a 20-point underdog to Georgia. Well, again, have you heard of March Madness? Just last year, a number 1 seed of Purdue lost to a number 16 seed, and that is rare. But 3 to 6 seeds get upset all the time. So why can't these teams? And we can all bet for a reason, because underdogs do win sometimes. So this is what he states the perfect 4-team playoff would be this year. And I have one glaring issue with this. You just left out obviously the best conference, at least when all these conferences are matched up against each other. And finally, we don't know how good cross-conference play is. In this little pod down here, what if the Big Ten is just better? And Penn State can run through Oregon and Washington. But then again, say they lose to Ohio State, and then Michigan runs through this division. You would have a rematch of the game, which would be the best 2 teams in college football, and you wouldn't get it this year in college football with the 4-team playoff. I do love what CFBudge does for the college football committee, but he is absolutely wrong here.